Hi everyone, welcome to Vinyasa Flow. My name is Michelle Chua. Grab a couple of yoga blocks, a strap, and a blanket, and let's begin sitting with the legs in front and some version of cross-legged if that's available for you. If you find that you have tightness in the hip flexors and the back wants to round, go ahead and elevate your pelvis on your folded blanket or make that fold even thicker, sitting towards the front edge of it. So in Yoga Sutra, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, book 1, number 12, Patanjali introduces two key teachings to maintain grounding composure, to feel a sense of inner balance and inner peace. And that is abhyasa, which is Sanskrit for persistent practice, and vairagya, which is Sanskrit for non-attachment. So the two, consistent practice and non-attachment, create a sense of balance in our practice. So we do that in the physical poses as we're directing our energy towards holding strong alignment, clear breath, focus, mind. And then we're also not forcing things. We're allowing the posture space to breathe, and we're giving ourselves support, maybe props as needed if our body is needing some other way to help open it up. So it's finding that balance between the effort that you exert in your attention, in your breath, and in your physical structure of your postures, your asanas, and that sense of non-attachment, that letting go, not having to force or strain or over control the situation. And that is such a metaphor for life. How do we find a sense of inner balance and feel grounded? Things come and go. That is the nature of life. So if we're clinging to things and trying to control all the circumstances around it, that's a good recipe for suffering. So we got to find our balance of being focused and knowing what it is that we are directing, that we want to direct our energy towards, clear about what we want, but also giving it room to breathe, right? Being able to be flexible of mind as well as body. So let's find a comfortable seat. And in that comfortable seat, notice how you are already balancing those two traits, abhyasa, that steadiness of practice, that focused physical alignment. So feel the spine, let it lift a little taller. Feel what your body is sitting on, press down into that evenly through the left and right sitting bones. And then let go of any over control. Notice if the shoulders are rounding or tensing up because we're trying to focus on lengthening the spine. Let the shoulders soften back and down. And as you lift up through the back of your skull, relax the jaw. And as you begin to steady your gaze on one spot, soften your eyes, relax the muscles around your eyes. And then place your hands in a way that helps you to begin to listen to your body more. You might even close the eyes. Checking in to see what kinds of sensations are happening in your body right now. And feeling your overall physical state. And now bring your awareness to the breath, just as it is, no need to change it. In the way that your body is breathing, take notice of how you feel energetically. As well as in your mind. Sense the energy of your minds right now, the energy of your thoughts. How might they be affecting you emotionally? And then allow a deeper breath in through your nose. When we reach the top of that breath, imagine you're fogging a mirror as you open the mouth to exhale. Invite in a deeper inhalation, a little slower. And match the length of the exhalation like you're fogging a mirror. Try that once more, balancing the breath in and out and breathing fully, but letting there be a sense of ease in your breath. We're not straining to breathe in deeply. There's a natural quality to the breath. And then you might join your palms in prayer at your heart as you take a moment to clarify an intention for your practice. Being clear about what you want to put your attention on, your energy on, and let grow. And as a means of non-attaching to the outcome, choose someone or something to dedicate this practice to. Let's prepare to chant 3 ohms together, honoring the pause at the end of each. Let in a deep breath. Let's begin to breathe just through the nose, if that's available for you. Softly constricting or narrowing the back of the throat. Easing the breath in fully. And matching the length of the exhale through the nose, softly whispering the breath. So feel those qualities of steadied focus, abhyasa, and non-attachment ease, vairagya, in your breath. Setting the tone for our body and mind as we practice. So keep that breath rhythm going. And let's make our way down to our backs, holding a strap as you're just placing it off to the side once you're lying down. And then take a moment to bend your knees into your chest and rotate your thighs apart and back together. So you're circling the knees in the air. Inhale, exhale, and take it in both directions. Gently warming up the hips as they're going to be a target of our physical postures in today's practice. Specifically, opening the thighs apart, which is abduction. Couple more cycles of breath. And then splay your bent knees to the outsides of your shoulders. Lift the soles of your feet coming into happy baby pose. You might catch hold of your outer ankles or your outer feet. Ground the backs of your shoulders. If it helps, you can place a blanket under your head and ground your tailbone. Allow a few breaths here. You might gently rock side to side, giving your lower back a little massage. So without being forceful, might you be able to splay your legs and feet wider apart as you keep your feet parallel to each other and the soles of your feet completely facing the ceiling, drawing your knees downward closer to the floor outside of your shoulders. Let's take a few more breaths here. And then bend your right knee into your chest and straighten. Step. Let's step the left foot on the floor to start. So take the strap and step the ball of your right foot into the strap, whether it has a loop or right into the middle of the strap itself. Straighten your right leg upright and curl the toes down towards your right shin, holding the strap in your right hand. Give yourself enough slack in that strap so your shoulders are still evenly grounded. Press your left hand on the top of your left thigh, making sure the back of your left hip stays on the ground, and begin to rotate your right leg externally, which means turn it out from the hip socket. Then slowly open the right leg out to the right side. A few breaths here. So we're not looking for 100% sensation or deep stretch, as we haven't really warmed up. Just a little bit of awakening into the inner thigh, the hamstring, the outer hip. Now, if available without strain, you can start to straighten the left leg onto the floor and curl your left toes up towards the left shin too. Let's give it another 3 breaths in supine, hand to big toe pose. Supta, Uttita Hasta, Padangushtasana. Now bring your attention here to your right outer hip. Can you send it away from your right armpit? So you're drawing it towards the front edge of the mat, helping to lengthen the right side of your torso as much as the left side. One more deep breath. And then bend your right knee towards your chest to remove the strap and step your right foot onto the ground. Second side, step the ball of your left foot into the loop or middle of the strap. Extend your left leg upright, holding the strap in your left hand. Curl your left toes down towards the shin. Press your right hand on the top of your right thigh, making sure the back of your right hip stays on the ground. Shoulders stay on the ground. Start by rotating the left thigh from the hip externally. Turn it out. Then as you breathe, slowly open your left leg out to the left side. You might see if it's available for you to straighten your right leg forward as long as there's no strain. Again, we're not looking for 100% stretch here, just a bit of feeling into the left inner thigh especially. If your right leg is straight, curl the toes back towards the shin. Now bring your awareness to your left outer hip. Can you roll it forward slightly towards the front edge of your mat, trying to evenly lengthen the left side of your torso with the right. Let's give it another 3 breaths in Supta Uttita Hasta Padangushtasana. Supine, hand to big toe pose. So as you notice, it's called hand to big toe. This is a variation using the strap. But later as we try this pose standing up, you might be using your peace fingers to clasp the big toe instead of holding the strap. So let's bend the left knee back to your chest, put the strap aside, bend both knees into your chest, and begin to rock forward and back a few times. Keep rocking, just gonna turn on the music, and build some momentum so that eventually you can rock all the way forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, start your cat-cows. Breathing in, glide your chest forward and roll the shoulders down. Look up. Breathing out, contract your belly, bowing your head to round. Go at least 4 more cycles of Vipassana or cat-cow pose. Sense in this rather simple movement how you are balancing those 2 important characteristics. Abhyasa, steadiness, focus, and vairagya, non-attachment, ease. When you're ready, tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Spending the first few breaths, if you'd like, to pedal your feet out or take any movement to help you loosen up your body. Feel the steadiness of your breath and listen to the ease in the whispering of your breath. Then bend your knees, look forward of your hands, empty this next breath. Then walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat in a forward fold. Press your fingertips on your shins, blocks in front of your feet or the floor. And as you breathe in, stretch your spine forward to a flat back, sending your shoulders back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press to your feet and circle your arms apart, rise to stand. Watch your palms meet in prayer and bring the hands together at your heart. Remember your intention again. And let's move through sun salutation A 3 times, 1 breath, each movement. Inhale, circle your arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Walk to plank pose and exhale as you glide forward. Graze your elbows by your ribs, lower all the way on this first one. Tops of the feet press down, inhale to cobra. Tuck your toes and lift your hips to downward facing dog. This time let your body be still as you listen to 3 slow breaths. Practice steadiness here by landing your eyes on one spot, steadying your gaze, your drishti. Now after the 3rd exhale, walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat. From your forward fold, breathe into half forward fold, lifting your chest. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, circle your arms to rise up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Twice more, breathe in, sweep your arms up. Breathe out, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen forward. Walk to plank or lightly jump to Chaturanga Dandasana. This time choose to lower down for cobra or flip your toes into upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. We'll meet in stillness for 3 breaths. After your 3rd exhale, walk or lightly jump to the front. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, arms up in Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to the heart, Padasana. Once more, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, walk or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pause for 3 breaths. Now in downward dog, bring your feet together to touch. Then from your right hip socket, turn out your right thigh at the hip and point your right knee towards the right wall, pressing the right heel against your inner left ankle. Pull your hips up and back, evenly lengthen both sides of your torso as you relax the back of your neck and breathe. Kind of like a tree pose in downward dog. On your next inhale, bend your right knee towards your nose and step the foot right between the hands for warrior 2. Spin the back heel down. Take another inhale to cartwheel your arms and rise up. Warrior 2. So see that your right heel aligns with the arch of your left foot here. From your right hip socket, just like that tree pose earlier, you're turning out the right thigh and rolling the sitting bone downwards towards the ground. As you press the outside edge of your left foot into the earth, bend your front knee right on top of your right heel. Align the center of your right knee with a pinky toe. Now keeping the bowl shape of your pelvis upright and centered, press the top of your left thigh bone back and stack your two shoulders right on top of your hips. Now that your spine is centered vertically, open your arms wide and relax the shoulders down. Now, feeling a sense of precision or intention in your alignment, land your gaze on one spot, just in front of your right hand, and bring your awareness to your breath. Now feel the quality of non-attachment while you're here. A sense of ease, letting life flow through the pose. Straightening your right leg, sweep your pelvis sideways towards the back wall and reach your right hand way forward towards the front wall before landing that hand just to the right side of your right shin. Use a block if the ground is too low. Stretching your left arm straight up, stack your wrists and shoulders in one line. Now, just like you did in Warrior Two, you're still turning out the right thigh at the hip. Tack the crease of your right hip back towards your left outer foot to help you lengthen the right underside of your torso. Reach the top of your head towards your front wall and spiral your chest slightly towards the ceiling. Now focus your eyes on one spot. If it feels okay on your neck, gaze up past your left thumb. Relax both shoulders away from your neck. And let's listen to the breath again in Trikonasana. Balancing effort and ease. Sweep your left arm overhead and inhale, look down at your right foot. Exhale, please step back to downward facing dog. Bring your feet together so they touch and turn out your left thigh at the hip. Just like tree pose, press the left heel against your inner right ankle with the toes on the ground. Take a few breaths. Pull both hips up and back and try to evenly lengthen the left and right sides of your torso as you relax the neck and breathe. Firming the belly in. Inhale, bend your left knee towards your nose and round forward towards plank, stepping left foot between the hands. Exhale. Spin your right heel down and align your left heel to the arch of your right foot. Then firm down through your feet and windmill your arms to rise up into Virabhadrasana 2. So feel the left thigh here, turning out from the hip socket. The left sitting bone turns downward to face the ground as you bend the left knee right on top of the heel, pointing it towards the pinky toe. Press the outside edge of your right foot into the earth while you straighten your right leg, firming the top of your right thigh bone back. Feel that the bowl shape of your pelvis is as upright and neutral, centered between your feet as possible. Now stack your shoulders right on top of your hips. Open your arms wide, bringing all your fingers together as though your fingers were directing energy out through the fingertips, all in one direction, each hand. Then set your gaze just past the left hand. Find a soft quality as you're holding this posture with strength. A few more breaths. Straighten your left leg and sweep your pelvis sideways towards the back wall while you reach your left hand towards the front wall, placing it to the left side of your left shin. Use a block if that helps. Straighten the right arm up and stack your wrists and shoulders. Press the crease of your left hip back towards your right outer foot. Lengthen the left underside of your torso here. Stretch the top of your head forward towards the front wall and let the shoulders rest down your back. Spin your chest slightly to face the ceiling, and you might be gazing up past the right thumb. Use one spot to steady your gaze on. A few more breaths. Inhale, raise the right arm overhead and look at your left foot. Exhale your hands to the floor. This time, let's add a vinyasa, lowering all the way through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing. Pause a few breaths here. Feet are hips width apart. Open up across the shoulders, wrapping the triceps towards the floor. And we're going to begin a slow vinyasa flow. Let's set the route before we move one breath each movement. Inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale, bend the knee. Rotate the thigh open. Stay here. Inhale, tack the left hip back. Exhale, round forward, bending right knee towards your nose. Step the foot beside your right thumb in a high lunge. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Inhale, rise up, crescent pose. Now take a pause here. You might bend the back knee, direct the tailbone down and lift your frontal hip bones. And notice that your two frontal hip bones are evenly squared, evenly facing the front of the room. Relax the shoulders down as you lift through the center of your spine. Then you might straighten the left leg. Bring your hands together at your heart and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, spin your left heel down, slide your right foot a few inches to the left, and enter Warrior Two again, aligning right heel to arch your left foot, open the arms wide. Right away, steady your gaze. You've been here before, so feel the memory in your body. Now from Warrior Two, we'll straighten both legs and turn out both legs. So that means the left thigh rotates externally. Make sure that you pivot the left foot so both your knees and your middle toes are turned out in the same direction. You're rotating from the hips. Star-shaped pose, standing tall, arms open. Take another breath in. Now we'll move into a half squat or skandasana. Keep the legs turned out, bend your left knee, curl your right toes up, engage the muscles in the legs and inner thighs. Bring your hands together in prayer at your chest and start to sink the hips to your capacity here. We're only passing through. Take another breath in, keep the legs turned out, and come into a wide-legged squat. Feeling both knees bent towards the middle toes, lengthen the tailbone downward and lift your frontal hip bones. Let's switch sides. Bend the right knee, skandasana, half squat. Curl up the left toes, flexing the foot as you sink your hips to your capacity. Now from skandasana here, rotate your left thigh inward and come into a lunge so the left toes come down to the floor, the hands come down to the floor. Set your left knee onto the ground and plant your left hand flat so your left shoulder stacks above your left wrist. Spread the fingers wide. We're coming into a supported side plank. Walk your right foot all the way to the rear of your mat and spin the right heel down. Lift the left side of your waist away from the floor and raise the right arm straight up, stacking your shoulders and wrists like triangle pose. Vashisthasana. Here in side plank, inhale, raise the right arm overhead and look down at your mat. Exhale from plank, lower through chaturanga and finish off your vinyasa. At downward facing dog, pause for a couple of breaths. Feet hips distance. And now let's set the route for side two. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, bend your left knee and turn out the thigh. Stay there. Inhale, tack the right hip back. Exhale, round to plank, bending left knee towards your nose. Step the foot beside your left thumb in a high lunge. Stay on the ball of the right foot. Inhale, rise to crescent. Now let's pause and breathe here. Center on, lifting the frontal hip bones. You might bend the back knee as you drop the tailbone. Both hips squared towards the front, shoulders relaxed. Another deep breath, join your hands at your heart. Exhale, warrior two. Drop the right heel, align left heel to arch of right foot, and turn your chest to face the right wall as you open the arms. So feel the memory of this pose in your body from earlier. Star shape pose. Turn out the right leg and straighten both legs. Open the arms wide. Get tall and wide. Skandasana towards the rear of your mat. Bend your right knee. Curl your left toes up, flexing the foot, hands to the heart as you sink your hips. Wide-legged squat. Bend both knees, both legs are turned out. Skandasana towards the front of the mat. Bend the left knee, curl the right toes up, sink your hips to your degree. Rotate the right thigh internally and come into a lunge. Hands on the floor, lower the right knee. Supported side plank. Step the left foot all the way to the rear of the mat, spinning the heel down. Make sure the right wrist is directly under the right shoulder. Fingers are spread, pushing the ground away as you raise your left arm up. Stacking both shoulders, draw the shoulder blades down your back, lengthen your neck. Now feel that you're hugging in the bottom of your front ribs. The abdomen is at work. You're lifting up the right side of your torso. Inhale, sweep your left arm overhead, look down at your mat. Exhale, lower into Chaturanga, finishing your Vinyasa. Now at downward facing dog, pause for 3 breaths. Center in on those 2 qualities: steadiness of focus and non-attachment or ease. And let's begin flowing to the breath through that same sequence. Inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale, bend the knee, turn out your thigh. Inhale, tack your left hip back. Exhale, bend the knee towards your nose and plank. Step the foot forward to a high lunge. Inhale, rise up to crescent lunge. Exhale to the left in warrior two. Inhale, turn out both legs and straight, star shape pose. Exhale, Skandasana to the rear of your mat. Inhale, wide-legged squat, goddess pose. Exhale, Skandasana to the front of your mat. Turn in the left thigh, inhale to a kneeling lunge. Step the right foot back, exhale, supported side plank. Stay here. Inhale, raise the right arm overhead and look down. Exhale, lower into your Vinyasa, all the way through. Downward facing dog, side 2. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, bend the knee, turn out the thigh. Inhale, tack your right hip back. Exhale, knee towards nose and plank. Step the foot into a high lunge. Inhale, rise to crescent pose. To your right, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star shape pose, turn out both legs. Exhale, Skandasana to the rear of your mat. Inhale, goddess pose, both knees bent. Exhale, Skandasana to the front of your mat. Inhale, rotate the right leg internally, kneeling lunge to the front. Exhale, left foot steps back, supported side plank. Inhale, raise the left arm overhead and look down. Exhale, lower into your Vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Pause for 3 deep breaths. Take rest if you need it, like in child's pose. Bend your knees and empty your breath. Then walk or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the feet together and bend your knees together in chair. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Join your hands at your heart. Exhale, revolve chair to the right side. 5 breaths. Last breath here. Sink your hips lower. Inhale your arms up to chair. To your left, exhale, revolve twist. Parita Utkatasana, 5 breaths. Lower your hips, inhale back to chair. Exhale, forward fold. Separate your feet hips width apart, parallel, and use your peace fingers to clasp your big toes. Padangusthasana. Inhale, lift your chest forward and lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend your elbows apart and bow from your hips, dropping your head. Lift the shoulders away from it. Sense the quality of the breath here. 3 more cycles. Slip your hands from underneath. Bring your hands to your hips and grab your strap actually while you're down here, and hands to the hips. Point your elbows up. Lead with your chest, firm in the belly. Inhale, rise up. Now let's try that very first or almost first pose that we did lying down, hand to big toe pose. You could either use a strap or you could clasp the big toe. Up to you. You might start with a strap and then see if you can clasp the toe. So start in mountain pose with feet together touching. Establish the center line of your body and that your spine is vertical. Your 2 hips are leveled. Take notice of that when you're in the pose. Engage the belly and land your eyes steadily on one spot. One focus point, drishti. Now feel the breath. Balancing effort and ease. Bend your right knee and flex the foot in front of you. Take the strap and step the ball of your foot into it. Bring your right arm on the inside of your right thigh, holding the strap with the right hand. Keep your left hand on the left hip. Now send the right hip downward. Try to level the height of your 2 hips and begin to flex the right foot forward, straightening the leg to your capacity. Now, if you notice that you can reach for the big toe, you can remove the strap and go right into hand to big toe. Make sure the right shoulder stays back and your spine stays vertical. Now rotate your right thigh externally from the hip first before you open the leg. Just open it to the degree where your spine can stay vertical. Open the left arm too, and you're in hand to big toe pose. You could look forward or challenge yourself with looking past the left thumb. Give it another 3 to 5 breaths here. Utthita Hasta, Padangusthasana. Now gazing forward, bring your right leg in front, raise your left arm up for 1 breath, stand tall. Then exhale, step the right foot down. Pause a moment, maybe close your eyes and allow a couple of breaths. Just feel into the effects of that practice of asana. Come back to your sense of center and groundedness. Grab your strap if you're going to use it. Otherwise, if you're not, leave it there. Right hand to right hip. Bend your left knee, flex the foot. Left arm inside the left thigh, holding the strap or clasping the big toe. Drop the left sitting bone. Level the height of your hips. Extend your left leg forward as you pull the big toe, drawing the shoulder back and down. First, externally rotate your left leg at the hip. Then slowly open the leg and the right arm too. Find the degree in which to open the leg, that your center line stays vertical, your shoulders stay stacked above your hips. Then maybe challenge your balance if needed by looking over the right thumb. 3 to 5 more breaths. Hand to big toe pose. Now gazing forward again, bring the left leg in front of you, the right arm up high. Full breath here, stand tall. Exhale, let it go. Separate your feet wide apart, facing the wide width of your mat. Parallel your feet this time, bring your hands to your hips. Roll your shoulders back, inhale, look up. Then exhale, bow forward, Prasarita Padottanasana. Press your fingertips into the ground in front of you or on blocks. Inhale, lift your spine forward, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, bow further, perhaps walking the hands back. Optional to come into tripod headstand if you have no neck injuries and you know how to practice it. Otherwise, you could clasp your big toes here and bend your elbows apart as you fold further. Give it another 5 to 10 breaths, whichever you choose in this inversion. Remember, if you're taking headstand, to really use your palms to press the floor away, giving your neck as much space and freedom as possible. And the crown of your head is also sort of rooting down to lift energy up. As you might know, this can be a helpful practice of activating your crown energy center. Sahasrara chakra. Accessing that deep consciousness of interconnectedness. Take your time coming down, straddling the legs apart if you were in headstand. Set your feet on the floor again, parallel to each other. Then crawl your hands forward, rising halfway, pause. Set your right hand down, front and center. Raise your left arm and twist to the left. Few breaths. Set your left hand in place of the right. Raise the right arm up, keep your hips leveled and twist to the right. Few breaths. Draw the shoulders back and reach the top of your head forward. Set the right hand down and bend your knees. Bring your hands to your hips. Elbows pointed up. Lead with your chest. Inhale to rise up. Let's have a seat on your mat and let's prepare for bridge pose. Set your feet hips width apart, parallel to each other, and come down to your back. Bring your arms down by your sides and slide your feet towards your hands until you could almost touch your heels with your fingertips. Press the backs of your shoulders into the ground and tilt your chin back, slightly opening your throat. Then press the 4 corners of your feet down and inhale, tilt your tailbone up to lift the hips off the floor. Keep your thighs parallel. Walk the upper arms closer together under your back ribs. If your arms can remain straight, you might interlace the fingers. Stretch the fronts of your thighs forward and spin your inner thighs slightly towards the ground while keeping your feet parallel. Let's give it another 5 breaths or so before you decide to slowly lower your spine on an exhale. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. When you land your pelvis, just stay where you are. Left hand to the middle of the chest, right hand to the lower belly. Pause for 3 breaths. Notice what you feel. Let's move on to bow pose. Flip over onto your belly, lying face down. Bring your knees close together and bend them. Reach back with your hands, catch your inner or outer feet or your shins going further. Press your pubic bone into the floor. Kick your feet back as you pull the legs towards you and coil your chest up. Try not to splay the knees wider than your hips distance. 5 to 10 breaths in Dhanurasana. Once you've let it go, make a pillow out of your forearms to rest your forehead on. And you might windshield wiper your shins side to side to bring ease to your lower back. 3 breaths into the belly. Now choose to take one more bow. You could also straighten the legs and open the arms into locust pose instead, or roll onto your back for upward bow. That's where you bend the elbows and place the palms face down alongside your ears, keeping the elbows no wider than hips width apart. If you're going into upward bow, lift the hips like bridge pose, feet parallel. Come to the crown of your head and draw the shoulders down the back. And press up. 5 to 10 breaths, whatever your last back bend is. And this time, let's land on our backs, bending the right knee into your chest. Actually, both knees will cross the right leg over the left like eagle pose. Slide your pelvis 3 to 5 inches towards the right edge of your mat. And slide your right arm out to the right, grounding the shoulder. Pick up your feet and twist to the left. As you're twisting here, roll your right outer hip away from your torso and towards the front edge of your mat. One more deep breath, long exhale. Then roll onto your back and switch the cross of your legs. Center your pelvis on the mat. Scoot your pelvis towards the left edge of the mat and open the left arm wide. Grounding the shoulder, pick up your feet and twist to the right. Roll your left outer hip forward. Last couple of breaths. Then uncrossing your legs, press yourself up to sit in stick pose. Dandasana, both legs straight in front of you. Feet flexed, insteps of the feet pressing forward, rooting down to your sitting bones, preparing for Paschimottanasana. Optional to put a strap around the balls of your feet or to clasp your big toes. Lift up tall through the spine, breathe in, keep your shoulders relaxed, and start to hinge from your hips. Halfway up, inhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back and down. Firming in the belly, exhale, bow. 5 more breaths. Inhale, slowly rise up. And one last minute. Take whatever last cooling posture that you may need before you rest in stillness, or get a 1-minute head start in Shavasana. So you might line your back. If you practice shoulder stand, you might do that briefly, a few breaths. If you want to get in another hip opener, you can come into bound angle pose. Feet together, forward fold. And then after that minute, begin to lower your body into corpse pose, a position in which you can lie still in, perhaps covering your eyes with something gentle or putting a weighted blanket over your pelvis and belly, a way to feel grounded, so that in this stillness, you're paying close attention to subtleties like your own energy body, pranamaya kosha. Closing your eyes, releasing control of your breath. Allow yourself to be in stillness.
Let the way be open. Sing through my voice, play through my hands. Let the way be open.
As you continue to rest in stillness, bring your awareness to your physical state. Notice what you feel there now. Sense the quality of the breath. And feel into your mind. Notice the energy of your mind. Now continue this keen awareness, listening inward. You might continue to close your eyes. Listen to the way your body is ready to move and take it slowly, gently, and gradually. Moving into a simple stretch. One, inspiring another. Without any rush, turn gently to your right side, resting your head on your arm. As you're ready, press your hands into the floor and slowly lift your spine. Place your body in a position in which you can sit comfortably. Your spine is tall, you feel alert, and your shoulders are relaxed. Your heart space feels open and buoyant. Then rest your hands in a way that you can focus. Maybe stacking the palms, maybe bringing the thumb and first finger to touch by your knees. Then either close your eyes or steady a soft gaze on one spot, a gentle, steady focus. Today's meditation practice, I invite you into Vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation is often called insight meditation, and it's a way of cultivating an intimate awareness of your sensations, the sensations in your body, but as well as being open to whatever stimuli your attention becomes drawn to, making note of it without entangling yourself into whatever it is, whether it be a thought, a sound in the background, but instead making a concise mental note and then coming back to the sensations in your body. So let's begin allowing the breath to continue naturally. And in your mind's eye, land your attention in the part of your body in which you feel breath moving in and out. For some, it might be at your stomach, your abdomen. For some, it might be your chest or your nostrils or throat. Now, practicing a balance of steady focus, abhyasa, and non-attachment with ease, vairagya. Continue to feel the sensations of the breath when it begins to come into the body, that full route, the end of the inhalation, and when the breath begins to leave the body, feeling the middle of that, feeling the end of the exhalation. Keep breathing naturally. You're just bringing more attention to the details that you feel in the breath. And now if something else has caught your attention, be it a sound somewhere or a different sensation, or thought. As gently and succinctly as you can, label what that is. If it's a thought, it might be planning or worrying or remembering. If it's a sound, you might just say hearing. If it's a sensation, you might just very succinctly describe the sensation. Pulsing, weight, warmth. And as soon as you label that other stimuli, come back to feeling the breath. Now, nearing the end of this meditation, before you begin to open your eyes, if they're closed, just mentally note intending, that you're intending to open your eyes. And then mentally note, slowly begin to open your eyes. Now, as you move through the rest of your day or week, you might infuse moments of this mental noting. It establishes an awareness that you are observing what's happening. You're bringing mindfulness into the kinds of thoughts that you're thinking, or the actions your body is taking, or the stimuli that's affecting your sense perceptions. Just simple moments of mindfulness. Notice what kinds of insights you might find. Let's bring the palms together at the heart. What's one thing that you can feel gratitude for in this moment? Call that to mind. Feel the energy of gratitude in your heart as you, a couple more times, mentally repeat the intention that you set for this practice. Then recall to whom or what you dedicated this practice to. See them receiving benefit. Let's close the practice with 3 Oms. Remember to feel the silence after each. Let in a deep breath. For practicing together. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.